Hello and welcome back to Off the Post. In today's episode, I'll be discussing whether Mathys Tel was the anti-hero in this game for Tottenham Hotspur. But before that, as always, please like, comment and subscribe. It's very much appreciated and it goes a long way to help me build a small community on my channel. We've recently just hit 314 subscribers. Well on our way to getting my main target, 500. Can we go and smash it? Hopefully we can. Just want to say a massive thank you for the recent support on our most recent episodes, all the likes and the comments on social media as well. Definitely go and notice. And yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you really for the overall support. But let's get straight into the episode, shall we? Now, Tottenham Hotspur drew 1-1 with Leeds United on Monday evening, and this was a very intense battle for both teams. Both teams made it difficult for each other, and they almost balanced each other out in a way where there was both teams were creating chances. And for me, I reckon Leeds United created the better chances in this game. There was one shot very early on in the 90th minute, okay, when Joe Rodon headed that ball from a lovely delivery from, I think it was Ethan Ampadu, and it was a lovely delivery straight onto Joe Rodon's head, and he just sort of glides it straight to the bottom right hand corner. But obviously, the Tottenham goalkeeper Kinski gets down well and saves it fantastically, and then there was another main chance for Tottenham Hotspur in the first half through Yao Polinia, okay? He's sort of in the box now, sort of scrambling around two or three players, and his shot sort of just goes over the bar, unfortunately for him, because he was doing well to sort of shimmy past like two or three Leeds United players, but he just didn't have the finishing touch, which you probably would expect from a sort of CDM defensive midfielder, you know what I mean? So from that point of view, there was a few chances in the first half for both teams. They couldn't really make anything count in the first half, but then it was until the 50th minute in the second half, okay, obviously, where Mathys Tel, the French forward, has an absolute wonder strike outside the box. You know, has a lovely touch, okay, to open with his body, and he just curls it round all of the players in the box, okay, curls it round the goalkeeper as well. And for me, this is exactly what Mathys Tel needed, didn't he? He needed this wonder goal. It felt like it's a long time coming for the French forward because there was so much hype and potential around this player, but it hasn't worked since he's joined Tottenham Hotspur, has it really? Obviously, obviously coming out on loan from Bayern Munich, and then he's then re-signed him again for, I want to say, what, 40, 50 million potentially, something like that. It was a big fee either way, but he hasn't really hit the ground running, has he, since he first joined. He's had a lot of turmoil since coming in, obviously, a lot of managers coming in, a lot of different philosophies to try and get used to, but now it looks like under Roberto De Zerbi, all the Tottenham players look refreshed, re-energised. They look like they want to fight for the team, fight for the badge, and there's just a lot of passion and energy in this Tottenham Hotspur team since Roberto De Zerbi has joined, a couple of weeks ago. And for me, I honestly do believe now, even though Tottenham didn't get all 3 points over the line like they probably should have, I still think they'll get. I still think they'll survive in the Premier League. Tottenham Hotspur currently in 17th place on 38 points, 2 points in front of West Ham, okay? And with 2 games left to play, I honestly do believe Tottenham Hotspur will stay in the Premier League. I honestly do believe that. I just don't see where West Ham can potentially come back, especially when they've got to play Leeds United on the last game of the season, because they're obviously still in the relegation battle, even though they're in 14th on 44 points themselves. I still do believe that there's a chance that Leeds United can get pulled down into it. I don't think they are going to get relegated, but there's still a few games away where you can think to yourself, maybe they could make it difficult for themselves. Now, Tottenham Hotspur in the next 2 games, they've got a London rivalry versus Chelsea, and then they're playing Everton. 2 very, very difficult games for the last 2 of the season, okay? So if they can potentially get a good result against Chelsea, or so if they can get a decent result against Chelsea, maybe another draw and another win against Everton, 4 points, that should be enough to keep them in the league. What they can't do, they can't lose a game. If they lose against Chelsea, then they're going to be in a difficult battle, and West Ham, will have that momentum and that belief to potentially overtake them in the relegation survival hunt, if you like, at least, anyways. But for me at the moment, let's just continue talking about this game, because obviously Mathys Tel was fantastic. He was the absolute hero. He was firing on all cylinders after scoring that goal. You should have seen the way he was celebrating. He was so happy, so relieved with himself. But then, I want to say, what, 24 minutes later, okay, he makes himself the anti-hero by giving away that penalty. What was Mathys Tel thinking for that penalty, okay? Of course, I think it was a corner, a cross into the box. It might have been a free kick actually. Anyways, lovely delivery into the box. Okay, goes to the back post, whatever, and then Mathys Tel for some reason does an overhead clearance to try and clear the ball away from the Tottenham Hotspur defence. Okay, I don't know why he does it, but then obviously Ethan Ampadu is running it into the box, trying to head the ball, trying to win the ball, of course, through a header, and Mathys Tel literally hits Ethan Ampadu in the face. Okay, why on earth would anybody try that overhead kick? Especially when there's no real danger around you. Obviously, Ethan Ampadu, he was running late into the box, so Matthias still had time to bring the ball down and sort of run away, if you like, with the ball and dribble past Ethan Ampadu. Even why would you try and the spectacular, if you like, and cleared the ball that way, which made no sense because he gave away a penalty, and none other than Dominic Calvert-Lewin obviously would smash it home, and like he did, it was absolutely fantastic. Straight into the side netting of the post, of course, like left hand side. Kinski couldn't do anything about it. The English striker once again comes up with the goods for Leeds United, and I feel like I say this every single time we do a video for Leeds United. The main dominating factor is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Okay, he just scores goals for fun this season, and for me, I think again, having the same old debate around England, should he be in that England squad? For me, he's making it really difficult because obviously Ollie Watkins has been having a fantastic month recently. He just recently got the Player of the Month for Aston Villa, scoring goals galore, scoring goals in Europa League and whatnot, helping them get to the Europa League final, of course. So you got to think to yourself, maybe the momentum is for Thomas Tuchel to pick Ollie Watkins. He has a little bit different to a Dominic Calvert-Lewin, if you like. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is more of the similar mould to Harry Kane, even though they're not the same types of players, or ability-wise at least anyways. But so it's always a difficult one. But I would still maybe include Dominic Calvert-Lewin as that third choice striker if Thomas Tuchel decides to take a third choice striker. But anyways, once it was 1-1 in this game, for me, I feel like Leeds United had all that momentum to sort of go on and kick forward. And for me, they had more of the energy, they had more better chances. There was that one late chance in the 90th plus 8 minute for Sean Longstaff, okay, where he was driving into the box on the left-hand side, okay. There was one or two defenders around him, but he had a lot of space. He shot it. His shot's literally absolute rocket, but unfortunately hit the post. He hit the crossbar instead, didn't it? He couldn't put enough accuracy onto the ball to sort of put it around the goalkeeper, and he just sort of smashed it instead of trying to put it accurately in the box, if you like, in the back of the net. Sorry, and after that, honestly, it was pretty much game over. Other than that Sean Longstaff opportunity, there wasn't really much of note. It was pretty much the last kick of the game, really. So it was a little bit unfortunate for the midfielder, because he could have honestly won that game for Leeds United, and it could have been a whole different story for Tottenham Hotspur. Honestly, if Sean Longstaff did score that goal, Mathys Tel would be absolutely fuming with himself, wouldn't he? Because he could have potentially lost that game for Tottenham Hotspur, but it did good to sort of hold on in there, keep a point at home. A little bit frustrating, wasn't it? Because they probably should have won that game all in all. However, Leeds United were amazing to stay in the majority of the game. Obviously, conceding that first goal in the 50th minute, but then coming back pretty much near enough straight away. What was it? I think it was like 24 minutes later, something like that, scoring in the 74th minute, wasn't it? So they did sort of keep it. They did sort of fight hard to keep it well within their ranks, to sort of stay in the game and not allow Tottenham Hotspur to score a second goal, if you like. But let's end the video with some questions. Was Mathys Tel the anti-hero in this game? Is this his finally his time to shine for Tottenham Hotspur? Did he make a mistake? Why was he trying a spectacular overhead kick clearance? It made no sense. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree or disagree with that. How do you feel about Dominic Calvert-Lewin scoring the equaliser? How do you feel about him potentially being that second or third choice England striker? How do you feel about like Sean Longstaff opportunity? Could Leeds have actually won this game? Are they still in the relegation battle, Leeds United? Will they get drawn back into it potentially? Obviously, being in 14th place on 44 points, I think they're pretty much near enough safe, but they do have some difficult games. I think they've got Brighton in their next game. But yeah, before that, as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. It's very much appreciated. It goes a long way helping me build a small community on my channel. We've recently just hit 314 subscribers. We're so close to getting my main target, 500. Can we go and smash it? Hopefully we can. I just want to say a massive thank you for the recent support on our most recent episodes, all the likes and the comments on social media as well. Definitely going to notice, and I really do hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.